Alright folks, I'm going to go ahead and do a walk around video here on my 1977 Ford F-150 Ranger. Anytime I put a car on eBay, I always make a video. I'll go around the car, I'll start it up, and I'll point out any imperfections or defects. That way you know exactly what you're getting. I'm pretty adamant about making a video. I wouldn't buy any car off eBay if there wasn't one. Pictures can only tell you so much. So I'll do a walk around here and show you everything. Before I do that, I'll tell you a little bit about the truck. Like I said, it's a 77. This truck is an original Survivor truck, with the exception of having a repaint and some interior items and an engine swap. But I mean Survivor, there's never been any body work done to it. It's only had 2 owners. The gentleman I purchased it from, his uncle bought it brand new out of the state of Oregon here in 1977. It's never left the state of Oregon. It's been in eastern Oregon its whole life, which is high, dry desert. And that would explain why there is 0 rust. There's never been any rust on this truck. As far as rust goes, it is an immaculate condition. The nicest one probably you'll ever see. But it's been driven since 77. It's always been used, and that's what makes for a good vehicle. It's never sat out in a field. It's never sat around. It's always been used. It was painted 5 years ago. These are the factory colors on the truck. That color is called a copper orange, or it's copper orange on the orange there, and the brown is a nice accent color they put on here. But those are both factory colors that this came with, the original paint code. And the roof is in that matching brown too. 5 years ago, when the paint job was done, the previous owner decided to do an engine swap. He took out the 351, that was a 1977 351, and he put in a 1975 Ford 390. It was completely rebuilt. It was a fresh engine. That engine has 15,000 miles on it right now. So the paint work and the engine have a total of 15,000 miles on them and about 5 years of time. And it's fast for what it is. It has in excess of 300 horsepower. It runs perfectly. The carb is dialed in just perfectly. The guy I bought it from, he basically used it actually as a daily driver. And everything works on it. All the lights, turn signals, the windshield wipers, everything. There's no issues with this truck in the least bit. It is turnkey, ready to go. So that's one thing you can count on when getting this. Put the key in and go have some fun. It's a truck that was meant to be driven and enjoyed. So with that being said, I'll walk around the truck here and we'll go over it. Paint and body are in excellent shape. I mean, all the body panels are super straight. Again, it's not a show truck, but from here, it looks like one. And the only difference is you're going to find just some little stuff here and there because it's been used. If you drive a car, you're going to have those things right here. You know, little paint chip. If you look on there's a scrape here on the front grille piece. Again, all this is original. Let's see here. The antenna is broken off. I ordered a lot of new pieces from LMC for the interior. That's one thing that I forgot to purchase. So if you want to buy a new antenna, you probably should. The Ranger emblems, the black is kind of faded on the inside of them. These would have been filled with black. I think of the other side there's a lot of that paint left. That's just some wax there. Again, I might be redundant in my videos, but I just want to go over everything. You can see right here, there's the original brown paint line on the inside. It was an original two-tone, so you can see right here, there's the original brown on the inside of the bed. Has these bed caps on it here. So if you're hauling something or throwing something there, these are on. I did try to take these off, and I will be honest, there is some adhesive, I believe, underneath these. So they bolt on. There's 3 bolts, 1, 2, and 3 on each side. So I undid those 3 bolts and then tried to take these covers off, and I think there's an adhesive or a double stick tape on the underside of them, probably so they don't rub against the paint, but I didn't want to go too far as to start really prying it up, so I just left them. If you decide to take them off, it might be a little bit of a challenge, but I think they look good either way. So you got a little nick in the trim here. Again, it is completely rust free. At the end of this video, or somewhere in this video, I'll put my walk around of the underneath of the truck. The back side, you've got a number of little chips and scrapes on the top of the tailgate here. So all along the edge, you've got some little chips and scrapes. You have a little nick here in the... the lighting is horrible, sorry. There's a little nick here in the back of the tailgate. Other than that, the tailgate's in excellent condition. The bumper is brand new. It's a brand new chrome bumper. I purchased this from LMC. The truck does have airbags, so if you have a heavy payload or if you're towing something, there's adjustable airbags on each side. And here's your inlet for each airbag. So that way you can fill each one individually, which is how it should be done. These also are where the license plate goes. So you take the screw off and you put on your license plate. You don't even notice they're there. You have your hitch there. You have your 7-pin connector there. You've got a little nick right here in the tail light bezel. The dome lights, I will say, both lights for the license plate do work. Those are required by law. Those work just like they should. Everything in the truck works exactly like it should. Again, looking for little defects. All the trim on this is original. You've got a slight little imperfection there. What's amazing is that this individual once a year, and here's the bed. I didn't even clean it out. I kind of like to show vehicles for what they are. A lot of dealers like to spray the underside of their vehicles with black spray paint, throw a bunch of Armor All Shine on everything, and then when it gets to you, all that stuff's faded off and you don't know what you've got. I didn't even sweep it out, but it has a bed coating on it. But anyways, what I was saying was, and it's not all dented up, it's in actually pretty good shape. The individual used to take this up once a year up into the forest and cut a bunch of firewood and bring it back home because he had a wood stove. And you look at this truck and it's just what amazing condition, just to think he used to take this up to the woods and get some firewood and bring it home, and must have really taken good care of it because, like I said, all this trim is original. The body is just in phenomenal shape. You have a little nick right here in the corner around the cab bezel there. All the rockers are just unreal. This is my man cave, as you can tell. There's your Ranger emblem. There's your hacked off antenna. Tires are in excellent shape. The wheels are in excellent shape. Manual locking hubs. We have worn hubs. So there's that. A little something here in the front. Again, if I were looking for a classic Ranger, this would be the one to buy. It's not insanely nice where you couldn't drive it, but it's complete turnkey, ready to go, and it's extremely nice. So, I mean, what a find, seriously. And I'll show you why it's such a find. Look on the inside of the door jamb. Here's where the paint job stopped. Paint job, you can see the paint line where they put the paint line, the new and the old paint. You can see it right here too. There's the paint line. This is fresh paint, this is old. These are the original rockers. This is bare metal, just from over time, closing the door in and out. There is zero rust on this. This is all original paint. It's the original sticker. Your little weight card. All original. It's just insane. I go nuts over this stuff because of the number of cars that I buy, classic cars that I've owned. I've owned a couple hundred. Actually, a lot more than that. If we look at the bottom of the doors, again, this is where your paint line stopped, right here. This is original paint. It's the original VIN tag. Zero rust. Look at the bottom of these doors. Just insane. I get all giddy about that, as you can tell. All right, here's the interior. I'm gonna turn the backlighting on. So all your lights work. There's your heater lights. You turn the lights on. Here's your gauges. All your gauges work like they should. The radio, here's the thing. I purchased all new bezels from LMC and all new wood trim and stuff. These bezels here. Previously, the owner had cut this out so he could put a newer stereo in. I kind of like the factory look. So when I bought the bezel, I didn't want to cut it up. Couldn't do it. I'm a purist a little bit. So I'll leave it up to the new owner to decide what they want to do with the radio. They make a couple classic reproduction units that'll fit in there and still play through an MP3 or something like that. Or you could cut it and put it in a new stereo, but I don't really care for that idea. I put on all new pedal pads, e-brake pad. You've got your manual shifter here. It's a 4-speed manual. Excuse me, your 4-wheel drive shifter and your manual transmission shifter. It is a granny low first gear. All new headliner, which I purchased. All new sun visors. Let's see here. This insert I purchased. Glove box trim. Dash pad from LMC is new. The other one was in excellent shape. It just, the coloring was a little odd to me, so I went ahead and replaced it. But everything works. You do have 2 tanks. You have a main tank here. This is your main fuel tank. That is your reserve tank. So you have 2 fuel tanks. The lighting sucks, and I truly apologize. So here's your main and your auxiliary. So here's your main, here's your auxiliary when you want to switch tanks. Your wipers. Here's your wiper knob. Should work. They're working the other. Let me turn the key on. That's probably the issue. There we go. So your wipers work just like they should. There's your low. There's your extra low, and there's off. So they'll return just like they should. There you go. So those work. There's your heater. You can hear it coming on. Just like it should. A lot of these cars on eBay, take a couple pictures, they don't demonstrate anything, and when it gets to you, all this stuff doesn't work and you've got to spend thousands of dollars to fix it. Because most people just want to get in a car and drive. That's what they're looking for. That's what this one is. Glove box door opens like it should. Some odds and ends parts in there. Odds and end parts. The windows roll up nice and smooth. See that? That's how windows should roll up, just like that. Coming back down, and in it goes. All the seals are in good condition. This, original paint. And you can look, it's extremely close to the repaint, just because of aging. I do have a little touch-up paint for this. Oh, backside here. Again, I ordered a new dome piece from LMC. I thought it came with the dome lens, but apparently it didn't. So you'll have to order a little dome lens. They're like $7, but LMC takes a week and a half to ship stuff, so I don't have that yet. Actually, I didn't order it, so you'll have to order it if you want one. You do have a hole right there. Something was mounted there and there. I'm not sure what. Given that I got this in Eastern Oregon, it was probably a gun rack, but who knows. So those are there. Let's see. Anyways, I did order a little touch-up paint because this ashtray was scratched up right here. So I repainted it, and it's a perfect match. We'll turn the lights off. Actually, turn the headlights on. Show you that those all work. All your running lights, headlights, everything works just like it should. So, I mean, you're not going to find something as complete as this truck. What am I forgetting? I always forget stuff on my videos. Oh, let me start it up. Here we go. First try. I didn't even need to gas it. This truck runs. It's probably one of the best running vehicles I've ever owned. Like I said, the guy used it as a daily driver, so this is what he would start up in the morning. It's probably why it runs so well. It's got it dialed in perfectly. Perfect idle. And we'll go over a couple other things. Pop the engine bay here. Actually, I'll pop it while it's running. Alrighty, there's your Ford 390. It is a little dirty in here. This is the original metal inner fenders, all original. It could use a cleaning if you wanted to. If you wanted to really go through this engine bay and just clean it up, it would just sparkle right up. But like I said, I like keeping things kind of the way they are. Runs extremely smooth. I've probably put about 400 to 500 miles personally on this truck. I've owned it for a couple months now, and it drives so well. You can cruise at 70 miles an hour, 75. There's zero shake in the steering wheel. The original Y style steering was converted over to a full crossover steering. So I'll explain that. Previously, the steering, there we go, would have come down here and split off to one side, then split off to another. And there's a lot of slop in that steering system. Previous owner converted it to a full crossover, so you have a solid bar going this way. You can't even see. And then a solid one going this way. It's not split off. All the ball joints have been replaced. All the ends there have been replaced. He greased it regularly. And it drives perfectly down the road. I'm trying to think if I've forgotten anything. I know I have. No, I think that's pretty much it. Clean title in hand. So if you decide to buy this truck, I will give you all the documents you need to go ahead and title it in your state. I am a licensed dealer, licensed, bonded, insured. I am a private collector and a builder. I like to build my own stuff, as you can tell. I do a lot of projects. It's a frame off I'm doing. Gonna be pretty cool when I'm done, if I ever get done. But anyways, I am a builder, but I'm also a licensed dealer. So I'm a car guy. I work on cars. I know what I'm talking about. Most of these other folks on eBay haven't a clue what they're talking about. They couldn't tell you difference between an Edelbrock and a Halde carburetor. They don't know the difference between a drum and a disc brake barely. They're just taking cars, flipping them, and not doing any work to them. And then misrepresenting their cars with just a few photos. They send them down the road and have all sorts of issues. That is not the case with the vehicles that I sell. I drive them. Once I've driven them for a few months, I put them up for sale. And I have great feedback. So if you go on my eBay and you look at my feedback, you will see excellent feedback, and I've earned it, and there's a reason for it. My phone number is going to be on the ad. It's 503-476-5210. Call me, text me, eBay message me if you have any questions. If you want pictures of anything, if you want a video clip of something, if you have any question whatsoever, just ask. I'll do my best to answer it. It is an online purchase, so I try to be as transparent and open and as helpful as I possibly can. I am confident with the vehicles I sell. If you want to fly in and test drive it, be my guest. We'll go for a spin. If you want to bring a mechanic down here and have him go through it, awesome. I have no worries with that. Do whatever you need to do, but you should feel pretty comfortable from the video and the pictures and the information I provided. But I'll do whatever you need me to do to get you to that comfort level. And another thing is, I'll put this on an auction. If it reaches my reserve and sells, awesome. But most of my vehicles end up selling prior to the auction ending. So someone will call me, we'll discuss a price, and we'll get the transaction finished, and I'll pull the ad off eBay. So if you want to purchase this prior to the auction end or purchase it outright, give me a call, and we'll see if we can work something out. Again, most of my vehicles end that way, so do not plan for this to go the full distance of the auction, but if it does, great. Now, once a vehicle has met the reserve, I will not sell it outside of the auction. I just think that's a little unfair. But before then, it's open season. Whoever wants it takes it home. I have a couple fleet shipping accounts, so I do have discounted shipping rates. Buyer pays shipping, as with any vehicle. But I do have discounted rates, and I will arrange all of that for you. I'll get it scheduled, and I will be in contact with you throughout the entire transaction. I think that pretty much covers it. So again, my name's Dave. If you have any questions, 503-476-5210, and hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see how the bidding goes. Thanks.